So today we're going to talk about transportation, I guess you'd call it, in the Philippines. And, one of the great things in the Philippines is there's plenty of public transportation, what we would call public transportation. It takes the form of anything from tricycles, which are human-powered, to engine-powered tricycles, jeepneys, various sized buses, boats of various sizes, and animals. Now I'm only going to be showing you a few of these because I've only got a few pictures that I've taken over the years, and again, I don't want to be grabbing pictures from other people and other sources, so I'm only using pictures and images that I've produced myself. So we're going to start out with taking a look at some watercraft. The Banca is pretty much almost symbolic of the Philippines. A narrow boat. This one you see has the outriggers, which is typical. Outriggers on either side. I think you can probably see the little rudder at this end of the boat. This one, I don't know. Usually you can see a propeller. Maybe this one isn't propeller driven. Here's a whole bunch of boats. This was on, incidentally, San Miguel Beach in San Antonio. San Miguel is a barangay in San Antonio, and there off in the distance is what's collectively called the Capones Islands, but it's actually made up of three different islands. Learned to scuba dive out there when I was in the Navy. And then this is taken, another one is taken on our beach up in San Felipe. Pretty much the same configuration, bilateral outriggers. This one I know has an engine, but it's out of the picture further down. Then we come to, again, what may be a stereotypical type of transportation in the Philippines, and that is the Carabao. As you can see here, on occasion you can ride it, and you can hook it up to different types of wagons, plows, and cultivating types of equipment that people will use out in the rice paddies. Then we come to the modern day Carabao, which, as I've shown you in another vlog, is the Gulig. I believe that's a. I know it's a one-cylinder engine, and I think it's diesel. You can hook it up to the trailer that you see there, or various and sundry other attachments, some of which can be used in the rice paddies, as I think I showed you once before in another video. There's another view of some of the stuff you can load onto the trailer. Now here's a gulig. You kind of have to look at this for just a second to be able to see it. It's in a shed out at our farm. And if you note sort of to the left side of the picture, there's like almost a paddle wheel kind of thing, and that's the quote wheel that they put on when they're using it out in the rice paddy. Otherwise you can see the tires that are there for use outside of the rice paddies on the street, or going through the fields or whatever. But when they go out into the rice paddy, they use that almost paddle wheel type of thing, which can dig itself through the mud and water and so forth. Then of course the jeepneys, which I've also talked about before, but the jeepney is ubiquitous throughout the Philippines, and for the history, check back on one of my former vlogs, I talk about how they started out as surplus World War II Jeeps, and then the Filipinos got creative, or used their creativity is probably what I should say, and made them into various types of vehicle transportation, people mover types of things. This is one which is probably older than a lot of them because it still has the short wheelbase, but you'll note the back end, which is sort of a pickup type of thing. It's good for carrying people. This was a parade or something that was going by our house one day. Now, what they've done is sort of modernized the jeepney. As you can see, this one coming towards us is in fact a jeepney. It's fully enclosed. There's a back door that people get in and out of, and it has the bench seats along the side as the traditional jeepney does, but they're starting to produce modern versions of them. I'm not sure what company makes them. It may be Mercedes. I'm not sure if it's Mercedes, Toyota, what it is. Typical street scene sort of, well, in some of the larger cities. This is San Fernando, Pampanga. And you'll note, perhaps you can see there's Kentucky Fried Chicken, there's McDonald's down the road, there's a jeepney, more traditional jeepney right in front of us, and there's a white van up there a little bit in front of us, and a couple of typical sedans and all kinds of vehicles that you'll find on the streets over there. Really runs the gamut. Oh, okay, well, I must have gotten a little bit out of order, but that's okay. Here we're coming up alongside one of the new types of jeepneys. And plenty of traffic. This one is taken in Olongapo as we're going around a roundabout in the city of Olongapo. A couple things I want you to see there. One is a typical sedan next to us. The blue vehicle is a typical jeepney. It's going from Olongapo to, I'm not sure where, San Marcelino perhaps. And then over in the background, number 19, you can see a bus. Now that one I can tell from the paint job is a Victory liner. It's air conditioned, and it's going from, it's either going to or from Caloocan, which is part of Manila, to Olongapo. I'm not sure which direction it's going in. Now, one of the interesting things about the buses in particular, and more in particular, the larger buses, whether or not they're air conditioned, you see this fella standing there in the aisle. This is on an air-conditioned bus, Victory liner, and he's not part of the bus crew. You'll see he's holding what in the Philippines is called singkamas. It's a type of turnip which is really quite delicious. You can sort of peel off the outer skin and chow down on them. They're quite good. A little vinegar and pepper is good with them also. And they'll hop on board and ride from one stop to the next, selling these things as they go along. People also hop on board. They'll sell peanuts, newspapers, oh gosh, all kinds of drinks, chicharron, just about any sort of finger food / snack that you can think of. They are probably going to anytime the bus slows down and stops, there's probably one of these vendors somewhere along, and they'll hop right on board and sell stuff till they get to the next stop. This is the Conductor, excuse me. And the interesting thing I found, especially when I first got there, is on any of the buses I've ever been to, I've been on, they never I have never purchased a ticket ahead of time. If you're in San Antonio and you want to go to Longapo, you hop on the bus, and eventually the conductor comes along, asks where you're going, and he seems to know where you started, even though you may be one town down before he gets to you. But he'll ask where you're going. You tell him, okay, I'm going to Longapo, and then he moves along to the next person, yada yada, and then he comes back through, and he has a handful of paper tickets and a punch, and he will punch up the date, and the beginning destination, the end destination, and the price of that ticket, gives that to you. Goes on down through, gives everybody their tickets, comes back through. Most of the time, that's the way it works. He'll come back through and collect the fare. And somehow he keeps that all in his head in a full-sized bus. Really, to me, pretty remarkable. I've seen waitresses who can do similar things by taking an order and coming back to the table and knowing who ordered which. But this is pretty remarkable. And that seems to be the way they always do it. Here's a view from second floor of a building in San Antonio, looking over towards the Iglesia de Cristo. Oh, I'm sorry, no, that's not Iglesia de Cristo. That's the Philippine Independent Church. Actually happens to be the church where Nora and I were married. But the reason it's in this particular slide is there's a Victory Liner. Victory Liner is the main large company that runs up the coast of Zambales, and they'll run all the way up. I know they go at least to Iba. They may probably go further than that, and all the way down to Manila. That particular bus is not air conditioned. Again, you can tell from the paint job and sort of the style of the bus once you figure that out. And you can get on and off out of either door when they stop. You see there's a door on the side, they're halfway down, and a door in the front. And again, the bus drivers, conductors seem to know that you've gotten on and you haven't paid, and they'll come by and figure out where you're going and punch up your ticket. Here we are in the Beast, headed south from San Felipe to San Antonio. In the far background there you see My Mountain, which I've mentioned before. A couple of reasons I put this one up. That's just another larger bus, a smaller company. I'm not even, there's probably the name of the company is on the front of the bus, I suspect. Probably not going a huge distance, but may go perhaps the length of Zambales. In front of that, you'll note there is a typical sort of pickup truck. And in front of that, what I think is in front of that is a smaller bus. And you'll note that on top, they have strapped stuff. I can't tell what it is. It's something in a large bags, and could be anything from some sort of vegetable things going to market to almost anything. But that's kind of the way you see things happening. Oh, incidentally, yes. In fact, the bus did pass us on the bridge with the yellow line. The rules, and you've probably heard this from other people there, rules of the road are at best suggestions, which no one ever follows. And the actual rule that you want to look out for is the fastest and the largest gets the right of way. And if not, you're in trouble. Here we are back at the procession, and this is a truck, and I show you this for a couple of reasons. One, note it's a dump type of truck, but note the what do I want to say? The short sides that are on it. Again, this was a procession that was going past the house one day. This truck, I suspect, if you needed to, you could hire this truck. And the reason I know that is because on this truck you couldn't hire it because it says right on the side, not for hire. Oftentimes, when people have vehicles and they're quote private vehicles and they don't want to be bothered to have people ask if they can hire them, they'll put a sign on the side that says not for hire. When I initially started doing this particular vlog, I did the narration, didn't realize how long it was going to be, which was way too long. So I've decided to just cut it right in half. I kind of picked approximately the halfway point and cut it there. And that's where we're going to stop for today. And we'll pick it up again next time in part 2. I may get both parts uploaded today, or maybe do one today and one tomorrow. We'll see. So as they say, we'll start putting things together and see what develops. See you on the next one.